The question is why Arjuna was what? Forced to fight the battle. Is it?
Yes, Krishna inducing Arjuna to fight.
Why Krishna induced the Arjuna to actually fight against his relatives, something like that, right?
Yes, yes,
Hmm?
yes.
All right, to answer this question, we need to know some background first. And it says here, so here you can see once when Mother Earth was overburdened by hundreds of thousands of military phalanxes of various conceited demons dressed like kings, she approached Lord Brahma for relief. You want to take out this drawing out of this place? Hmm?
Drawing. Oh,
All these lines. Huh? So this is what actually the start of it, you know. So she, Mother Earth, was overburdened by many conceited demons, you know, dressed like kings. So she went to Lord Brahma for relief, you know. Then Lord Brahma brought her to the shore of the milk ocean. Mother Earth assumed the form of a cow, very much distressed with tears in her eyes. She approached before Lord Brahma and told him about her misfortune. Thereafter, having heard of the distress of Mother Earth, Lord Brahma with Mother Earth and Lord Shiva and all the other demigods approached the ocean, the shore of ocean of milk. This is the normal situation. If you want to go and see the Lord, you have to go to the milk ocean there and you sit at the shore, and then they all will meditate on the Lord, you know. And then the Lord speaks to Lord Brahma through the heart. After reaching the shore of the milk of ocean, the demigods worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, the Master of the whole universe, the Supreme God of all God who provides for everyone and diminishes everyone's suffering with with great attention. They worship Lord Vishnu who lies on the ocean of milk by reciting the Vedic mantras known as the Purusha Shukta. Hmm? So they chanted these prayers, praying the Lord for solution for their problem. While in trance, Lord Brahma heard the words of Lord Vishnu vibrating in the sky. Thus he told the demigods, O demigods, hear from me the order of Chirodas Ki Vishnu, the Supreme Person, and execute it attentively without delay. So here, Lord Brahma informed the demigod before we submitted our petition to the Lord, he was already aware of the distress on earth. Consequently, for as long as the Lord moves on earth to diminish his burden by his own potency in the form of time, All of you demigods should appear through the plenary portion as sons and grandsons in the family of the Yadus. So here the Lord is telling that, he would want to come down and alleviate this burden that the Mother Earth was facing. So he is advising the demigods to take birth. You want to remove all these annotations here, this yellow line and all that? The Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna was full potency will appear as the son of Vasudev. Therefore, all the wives of the demigods should also appear in order to satisfy him. So the Lord gave an order.
So who is the main character for the story? What they teach for they're giving some 8 questions. Then each question I fill up, I study, then I teach. Then the
Hello. So therefore, everybody was supposed to come down to assist the Lord in his pastime of trying to remove this burden that Mother Earth was facing. In other words, the Lord was going to take birth as Krishna in the material world to enact this pastime. The foremost manifestation of Krishna as Shankarshan, who is known as Ananta, is the origin of all incarnation within the material world. Previous to the appearance of Lord Krishna, this original Shankarshan will appear as Baladev just to please the Supreme Lord Krishna in transcendental pastimes. So the Lord has informed Brahma that he was going to come down as avatar, as Krishna. So then he said, the potency of the Lord known as Vishnu Maya, who is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will also appear with Lord Krishna. The potency acting in different capacity captivates all the world, both material and spiritual. At the request of Master, she will appear with a different potency in order to execute the work of the Lord. So after advising the demigod and specifying Mother Earth, the very powerful Lord Brahma, who is the master of all Prajapatis, and therefore known as Prajapati, Pati returned to his own abode, Brahmaloka. So the Lord is going to appear for the purpose of removing all these conceited kings who are actually demonic in mentality. If you can cooperate by muting yourself, that'll be very nice. There won't be much interference. So you can see how this is the situation of the material earth, overburdened with many demonic kings, and Lord Krishna wanted to come down in the Krishna avatar. This happened 5,000 years ago to remove all these so-called, demons. Therefore, it also says here, can see here, the Lord is appearing. So the Lord will take birth as Krishna to help remove this burden that is happening in this material world. So here you can see someone want to read this for me?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead descended to kill the demonic kings who were the burden of the earth and to protect the saintly devotees. However, both the demons and the devotees are awarded liberation by the Lord's mercy. Thus, his transcendental fame has spread throughout the universe.
So the Lord comes to kill the demons and deliver the devotees. But you see, the point is this, that both of them achieve liberation. That means even he kills someone, the person goes back to Godhead. There's no loss, you know. So that is also explained here in the Bhagavad Gita, the same point. The Lord says, Parthanaya sadhunam vinasya cha duskritam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Can you read on, please?
To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium.
So this is the purpose of the Lord's design, you know. He wanted to come down here to remove the burden of the earth by killing the demons and protecting the devotees and re-establishing religious principles. So this is the scene that Arjuna, Krishna got everybody to come and assemble at the battle of Kurukshetra. All the demons on one side, and he had the devotees like Arjuna. He used to fight the battle. So you may say that he is inducing Arjuna to fight to kill his relative, but the problem was that his relatives, they were actually, although relatives, but they were doing a lot of harm, you know. For example, they were, says here, according to Vedic injunction, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. One, a poison giver. So in the Mahabharata, if you have read, that you know that Duryodhan gave poison cakes to Bhima to kill him. That's there in the Mahabharata. Yeah? And not only that, he set the house on fire, the house of Lak. He burned it, wanted to kill Kunti with 5 children. And not only that, he, of course, he stole the kingdom away by gambling, making Sakuni gamble. Not only he gambled, Sakuni gambled for him, cheating Yudhishthira. And they tried to disrobe Draupadi. So you see, they did all this so-called injustice, you know. In fact, they deserve to be killed. It says here, according to Vedic injunction, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. A poison giver, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with deadly weapon, one who plunders riches, one who occupies another land, one who kidnaps a wife. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sins incurred by killing such aggressors. Huh? So Arjuna was, you know, actually the Pandavas were trying to go for peace settlement, you know. They were trying very hard to settle. They were not for war. This is the other way around. Arjuna was not the aggressor. They were amicable. They say, all right, please give us a house with 5 rooms at least. Duryodhan refused. All right, give us at least, you know, this much. But then he said, I will not give as much land as the head of a needle. So he was banned, hell banned on the war, although Arjuna was not keen on it. Hmm. So then, this is part of Krishna's plan, you know. That's why Krishna says in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, after he was showing the universal form, in the Bhagavad Gita you can see he says that whether you fight or you don't fight, hmm, all these people that you are seeing, they are not going back, you know. Apart from you, Pandavas, all these others will be killed. So can see here he is saying, this is already the plan of the Lord, you know. The Supreme Person, can you read please?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
So this is the plan of the Lord, you know. So his plan is to kill all these so-called demons. Can you read on?
Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
So you see, this is the plan of the Lord. Just like I explained in the beginning, that the Mother Earth was overburdened by so much of these demonic kings. Hmm? So he has engineered this plan to put them all together and kill all of them. Hmm. So it may seem like, you know, he was inducing Arjuna to fight, but yes, you know, there's no other recourse what to do. Hmm. But this fight was initiated by actually Duryodhana and Pati, not so much as Arjuna. But the Lord wanted to kill all these people on the onstart, you know. So therefore, we cannot blame that Krishna is inducing us. No. And another thing you have to take note is that all those get killed, they all get liberated. That means they all who died, they went back to Godhead. It is not some ordinary death. Anybody died in front of the Lord, they achieve success. Hmm? So we can't say that Krishna purposefully induced Arjuna to kill his relatives. No. Relatives were not actually relatives, they were aggressors who tried to kill him and his brothers. And Duryodhana was in no way compromising at all. So you must see the whole picture. You cannot just think on the side that, oh, the Lord is very unkind, he induced Arjuna to fight against it and kill his relatives. No, they are not actually his relatives. They were aggressors. And it deserved to be killed, as Krishna says in these verses, you know. Zed, can you read on?
Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight, and you will vanquish your enemies in the battle.
So this is the thing. And then Arjuna said this. It is not that Arjuna was unwilling, you know. Arjuna said in this verse,
O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality.
So this is the position now. We have to surrender to God. You understand? So what God says to us, we have to do. That's love. If I try to disobey God, then how can I worship Him? Huh? And then Arjuna, having heard this, decided, yes, I am going to fight now. Arjuna said here.
Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and am prepared to act according to your instructions.
This is the position of the living entity, that he must be learning how to surrender to the desires of God. Then yes, our life becomes successful. You understand? We have to know Krishna is not an ordinary person, he's God. So our duty is to surrender to God. And when we try to act independently from God, like Duryodhana and Patti, then we will be ruined. And also Krishna says here, Machita sarva durgane mat prasad tarishyasi yatachetvam ahankaran nasrosyasi venansyasi. You want to read?
If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost.
So this is our position. If we want to act independently from God, then we will be lost. But if we surrender to Him and follow His direction, then we will overcome all obstacles. Then we become happy also. Right now we don't know what to do, what not to do. We are lost because we are not surrendering to Him, taking direction through the help of a bona fide spiritual master. So Arjuna did not make the mistake, although it is same. For those people who are non-devotees, they think that, oh, Krishna is very unkind. He instigated and pushed Arjuna to kill his relatives and all that. For people who don't know, the non-devotees, they cannot understand this. Nobody can understand the inconceivable power of God, His plans are all inconceivable.
O King, no one can know the plan of the Lord, Sri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered.
So this is God. His plans are inconceivable. So rather than try to become independent of Him, better to work under His direction. That's why Arjuna said, now my illusion is gone. I will do what you tell me to do. I will do. So this is actually the best position. Yes? So I don't think this is a fair statement as saying that Arjuna was forced to fight by the what? Instigation of Krishna. No. He was given free choice. He said, I have already discussed with you, you act as you please. Krishna even gave him the choice. So he was smart. He decided to work under the direction of Krishna. This is actually the best position. That's why Krishna also said, his instruction in the Bhagavad Gita. सर्वधर्म परित्याज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज हम त्वं सर्वे पापेभ्यो मोक्ष्यामि मा शुचः.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear.
See, Krishna gives the assurance, you just surrender to me. I will deliver you from all sinful reaction, do not fear. Nobody can say that except God, no. Huh? We don't know what we're going to happen when we die. We all are in a very precarious position. So therefore Krishna is advising, you take shelter of me. I will take care of everything. I will deliver you. Deliver means what? We don't come back again to the cycle of birth and death. That's intelligence. So this is what is our real problem here. We all are going to face death, and we don't know when. And when we die, we don't know what's going to happen next. So Krishna is giving assurance. You surrender to me, I'll deliver you. And I'll deliver you also from all your sinful reactions. Do not fear. So that is the sum and substance of the Bhagavad Gita. And it's also a point when Arjuna did not want to fight, it was something that he did not want to do. But after listening to Krishna, he decided to surrender. So that is the thing, that Krishna actually used Arjuna to teach us the principles of how to live. Because we don't know. We are all in a very perplexed situation. We all think that we just have to live like an animal, no, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That's what animals do. There's no difference. Animal eat, we eat. Animal sleep, we sleep. Animal mate, we mate. Animal defend, we also some very big arrangement for defense. But the principle is the same. But in a human birth, living like animal is not justification for the human body. The human body is given faculty to think, inquire, question, and also to find out who are we, why we are here, why we have all these problems. Only human being got that capacity. If we don't wake up and use this capacity to inquire, then we are no better than the animal. Yes, dharma mina pasubir saman. So this is the intelligence, we have to learn. That's why Bhagavad Gita, we have to learn from a guru, then we will understand. Otherwise, on the surface, we think that, oh, this is not very good. No, Krishna is instigating Arjuna to fight. He is not willing to. He is asking him to kill his relatives. So we may go on this kind of a sentimental consciousness and miss the point. Yes? This is not the issue. I don't understand. Even Krishna kills someone, he also go back to Godhead. There's no loss. Whether he loves someone or kills someone, that is the position of God. We can't do that. We kill someone, we don't go back to Godhead. No, the person we kill also won't go back to Godhead. They're different. So therefore, to understand God, you have to know through his devotee or his servant. Then yes, we will have clearer understanding of his kindness, his mercy. Like a father who is punishing the son or patting the son is the same for the father, which are done out of love. So, okay, I think we have answered this question, correct?